Alright, so Child's Play 2019 remake. I mean, viciously fun and clever. Well, it's not a bad film. It's overall decent. Again, it's a pretty good remake. Like, there's really no homages to the original movie or anything in the other movies, which is refreshing for a change. Like, most remakes nowadays, like, either they try to, oh, we're gonna do or even a sequel, like, they'll try to do, like, homages to, like, the original stuff, and it's like, why? Like, that's annoying. They do it in Halloween, 2018 Halloween, which again is a stupid name. Like, why didn't you call it something else? But this, I thought, was a decent, well-made film. They tried to do something different where, Chucky is not essentially evil at first. He's actually created, he slowly turns to the dark side of the Force, if you will. I liked, I don't know I don't know how to say this director's name. It's Lars something, but I mean, when I saw the trailers for this, I wasn't really impressed or interested, really. I mean, I thought it was just gonna be, alright, it's a new Chucky movie, but oh, Don Mancini doesn't have anything to do with it, so it's screw this movie. Like, I know this movie got, like, a lot of flack and hate already for, like, dead on arrival, pretty much, because, like, we're good with the original franchise, we don't want no new stuff. Because Don Mancini's made good ones. Like, he's only directed, 3 of them? One of them, Seed of Chucky, which I have some issues with, but I don't mind that film. I did a review on that. Check it out. It's on the channel. I like the original, Child's Play films, like all 3. I like, part 3 is my favorite, Child's Play 3. That's my favorite one. Second favorite would be Bride of Chucky, and then the rest of them are just, Curse of Chucky I can deal with, but it's not, like, a great film to me. Like, I know that one got, like, a lot of praise, but to each their own. If you hate this film, it's cool. I like it. Leave comments down below why you either like this one or hate it, or if you like both. You like this new Chucky, which I think Amazon purchased MGM's catalog stuff. I guess they're going to try to do another Chucky film. I don't know if it's going to be another reboot or a sequel to. I would like a sequel to this, because at least it set up stuff where at the end, like, oh, is he still alive? And I mean, the acting's pretty good in this. The kid who played Andy, Gabriel Bateman, I thought he did a better job in this than he did in Unhinged, which I know he's a little bit older, I believe, in that one, but I don't know, like, he seemed like he showed way more range in this one than he did in that one. But he plays Andy. Pretty much he's a loner. He's partially deaf, sorta, one ear, I guess, or whatever. He has, like, a hearing aid. His relationship with his mom, played by Audrey Plaza. I'm not familiar with her. I guess she played on, like, some famous TV show or series or whatever. I can't remember the name of it. I didn't care for her character. Karen, who in the original, like, at least now I really don't want to even compare this to the original film, because this is really its own movie, because it doesn't, again, harken back to the original at all, except that you have Andy and the mom works at the good guy doll. Well, in this one is Buddy dolls. And pretty much he's Skynet. Chucky goes Skynet, or Bluetooth, or whatever you want to call it. He's basically, they made these dolls to control TVs, cars. I guess they can Uber you a car or a cab or whatever. I'm like, that's way too much power. They can set the thermostat. They can set, you know, they can help you with your homework or whatever. It's like this. I love how at the end, like the Buddy Corporation or whatever they're called, the guy, the old guy that does like the commercials, he's like, we take no responsibility for what happened at this store, at this toy store where a lot of people died, possibly due to a bunch of our toys going ham. This reminded me a bit of Small Soldiers, if anybody's seen that film. I think that was a 90s, early or mid-90s film. Pretty good. I love that film. That's an underrated film. It dealt with also killer toys with a chip. You had to put a chip inside it, and then it would malfunction and have like different protocols that weren't regular, you know. But this one, I mean, it starts out with they're in Korea, and I guess this one guy who's like Korean, he's having like a bad day or bad night, and his boss slaps him, literally, and then he decides, you know what, I'm gonna screw all you and I'm gonna malfunction this doll and send it off to wherever, and then he commits suicide, and then I'm like, wow. And then it cuts to Andy and his mom. I didn't care for their relationship a whole lot because it's kind of weird. I mean, not uncomfortable weird, but it's like she's more like a sister to him than a mom. Because like I don't know, like at least I'm gonna at least compare, you know, the relationship dynamic between the original and this one. And I like the dynamic in the original more because that was actually a mother and son. They actually, I mean, they care about each other in this, but it's like she's more like a big sister to him, where like I don't know, like I don't even know how to describe it. Like it's not motherly at all, really. And then she has like her boyfriend or whoever that guy is, who Andy does not like, and I'm like, why you have this guy around? He seems like he doesn't even appreciate her, like he doesn't really respect her much. So to the point where he, like when Andy comes home or whatever, and the guy, he's buckling his belt, you know, pretty much to show it, or hint that they were going at it. I'm like, wow, like she doesn't, and then she doesn't even correct him and like say, dude, what are you doing? Don't do that in front of, nope, just, and then she's like asking him a dumb question, and then Andy leaves or something. But I did like the montage of Chucky and Andy bonding, because this one is, you know, now the name Chucky, how it comes up, is just so random. Like he wanted, like Andy wanted him to be called Han Solo, but then somehow Chucky got that mixed with the word Chucky or the name Chucky, and then he's like, I like that name. So I guess it sticks with him. I don't know how that works. I mean, if this wasn't called Child's Play, and it could have been like something else, maybe it would have got like less hate. Maybe. And like, cause like real, like, again, like the only stuff that really harkens to the original kind is the characters' names, and that's it. And Detective Mike Norris, I did like his character in this one, where he has his mom lives down the hall. I guess he lives with his mom, and like I like their relationship. They seem like fun people. I like the friendship between him and Andy when they're in the hallway and they're making jokes or talking, and then, you know, he invites him over for dinner, but then, you know, then later on that happens. I didn't care much for the subplot where Andy and his two friends have to have to get rid of this head that Chucky like the boyfriend of Karen, of his mom. Pretty much that guy is a douchebag. Pretty much what he does is cheats on his wife and kids with Karen. So then pretty much Chucky goes back because he hears how Andy hates the guy, and because pretty much what he does is he records everything that he hears and sees. So of course he takes, like, it's hard to explain. Like, pretty much Chucky can record audio and, video. He basically kills the boyfriend of Andre Plaza. Which is pretty not really gruesome, but pretty gory. So, and this movie doesn't really have a lot of gore, and it only has like two decent kills. Like one with the boyfriend, and then one with the creepy Jack Black looking dude. I swear, like in the trailer, I thought it was Jack Black, but then I'm like, I don't think so. Because then it seemed like they would have hyped his name up in the trailer as well, but no. I think now, isn't he like a online gamer or something? On YouTube or something. But yeah, then you have scenes. Chucky chokes the cat because the cat cuts Andy, and he doesn't like that. So then he takes that literally to where, because Andy, it's like whatever. If Andy's upset with somebody or something, Chucky will go after it, which is pretty much like the original idea of Don Mancini for the original film. I like to hear where, the cat scratches Andy, and then Chucky sees that it hurt Andy, made him bleed, so then he chokes the crap out of this cat, and then later on he kills the cat, and then it's sad when Andy turns on Chucky, because he's like, he even feels bad about it at one point when he's trying to turn him off or whatever, and then the kids, and then also this movie it tries to pull a Stranger Things almost, but not really at the end. Like throughout the movie, it has him with friends, but then they don't really do much. Like they help him take out Chucky once, and then the rest of the film, that really the final confrontation is just Andy and Chucky, which I like. Because then, I don't know how that would have worked. If it would have been interesting, like they had the other kids in there and Chucky was taking them out one by one. That would have been interesting. Have that be a even darker take on that. Oh, Chucky kills kids. Literally. There's a scene where also they're watching a bad cut of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, where I love how, I'm guessing that's how they get away with, showing footage of like other content, other movies. They have to play them out of sync, because like there's scenes where like Leatherface is with Stretch in the in the radio studio thing. That scene where he does his dance and they're then they're on the bridge or what. If you saw the movie, you know what I mean. And it's weird like how that was montaging that, but pretty much it was having Chucky see the kids laugh at the gore, and it's getting him and his programming. Oh, Andy likes that, so I have to do something like that. So he grabs like a knife and tries to mimic like Leatherface or whatever. And then Andy puts him in a closet. It was one scene it was sad at also, where Chucky was like, I forget how he even worded it. You left me in the closet. I don't like the dark or whatever, Andy. I think, doesn't Mark Hamill play the voice of Chucky? I believe that is, yeah. as the voice of Chucky. I thought he did a good job. Not really, like, he's no Brad Dourif, but again, they weren't trying to go for that, so I liked, and I also like how Chucky was taunting Andy in the store where he shows like footage of Andy like arguing with the boyfriend and wishing he was gone or whatever and stuff like that. The whole thing with his mom not believing him is, you know, whatever. Mike Norris, I didn't, or yeah, the detective Mike Norris. I didn't care for. I didn't like how he blamed, I guess, Andy for the death of his mom and other people. I mean, I get how he. I don't know if, because there's a subplot where they, again, the kids try to get rid of the head of the boyfriend, and like they throw it in the dump chute or what, trash chute or whatever, and like Mike, of course, finds it, or Mike Norris, Detective Mike Norris finds it, and I know this belongs to, and so then he goes after Andy, and I'm like, I don't know if really you can say he killed your mom, because like, because then he arrests him at the store, and then that's when stuff goes down, when Chucky unleashes like all the other toys on everybody, which I thought was pretty decent. Not really a lot of good gore, because there wasn't much gore to go off of, but I would like to see other versions of Chucky in the sequel, if there is a sequel. I know, because they hint at like the end, the very end, his eyes glow red. So yeah, overall I liked the movie. I thought the editing was good. I thought the writing was decent. The characters, again, I liked the relationship dynamic between Chucky and Andy early on. The montage of them. I also like it. We feel for Chucky. Audrey Plaza, again, I didn't care for her performance much. Everybody else was fine or good. Yeah, anyway, if anybody would like to make a video requests for anything such as movie reviews, commentaries, reaction videos, links are down below to join my Patreon or PayPal. But yeah, comment, like, subscribe, share, and peace and love.